So midfield, the heart of any football team. And when you think about Manchester United, you think about some of the greatest midfielders to ever play the game, from Roy Keane and Michael Carrick to players like Bruno Fernandes today. United has always been associated with elite talent in the middle of the park. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We got some more information coming out regarding Manchester United's summer transfer plans. And honestly, the picture is becoming clearer by the day. One thing is obvious. United need a midfield rebuild. With Case Moreau expected to leave and Manuel Ugarte not really clicking the way many fans hoped, it's clear that fresh faces are needed. And honestly, I don't think it stops there. I know some people might disagree, but I would seriously consider moving on from Mason Mount as well. The talent is there. Nobody questions his quality. The problem is availability. He simply hasn't been able to stay fit consistently, and it's difficult to build a midfield around someone you can't reliably count on. So when you really look at the squad, United may need at least 3 new midfielders this summer. Now, it looks like the Ederson deal is progressing well. The Brazilian has been heavily linked for weeks, and from all indications, United are pushing hard to get that one over the line. But what about the other names? Let's talk about them. First up, Elliot Anderson. This is probably the player most United fans are excited about right now, and honestly, I get it. He's energetic, technically gifted, hardworking, and has a profile United desperately need in midfield. I'd love to see him wearing a United shirt. The problem? At this moment, it feels like Manchester City are leading the race. Firstly, United believe the asking price is incredibly high. Secondly, all signs suggest the player himself is leaning towards City. Now, things can change quickly in football, but unless something major happens, Anderson currently looks like a difficult deal for United to pull off. Then there's Aurelien Tchouameni, a dream signing, an absolutely top-class midfielder. But let's be realistic. I don't think this one is attainable. Real Madrid aren't looking to let him go anytime soon. In fact, club president Florentino Perez has publicly stated that Tchouameni isn't for sale. And honestly, why would they sell him? He's one of the best offensive midfielders in world football. Unless United submit a truly ridiculous offer or something drastically changes in Madrid, this feels more like a fantasy transfer than a realistic one. Now, let's get to the player who, in my opinion, is the most realistic elite midfield target, Sandro Tonali. Tonali ticks virtually every box. Premier League proven, excellent defensively, technically brilliant, high work rate, leadership qualities, and he's entering the prime years of his career. The interesting part is Newcastle's situation. I think Newcastle will wait to see what happens with Elliot Anderson before fully deciding how much they'll demand for Tonali. The encouraging reports suggest that Tonali is open to the move, which is always a positive sign. The challenge, as always, could come down to price. If Newcastle set an astronomical valuation, negotiations could become very complicated very quickly. But if United are serious about rebuilding the midfield properly, Tonali should absolutely be near the top of the short list. Now let's talk about the outside shout. Hayden Hackney. This is a name that continues to appear because of Michael Carrick's connection to Middlesbrough. Carrick knows the player extremely well and understands his strengths better than most. I don't see Hackney coming in as an immediate starter. Instead, he feels more like a long-term project, a player who can develop, learn, and gradually earn opportunities in cup competitions before potentially becoming a bigger part of the squad in the future. And honestly, those kinds of signings are important too. Not every transfer has to be a blockbuster. Sometimes you need smart investments for the future. Of course, midfield isn't the only area United are looking to strengthen. Reports suggest the club are also exploring moves for a new striker, a left winger, and potentially a new left back. A lot will depend on player sales and what opportunities become available in the market. But one thing is certain. This summer could be one of the biggest rebuilds we've seen at Manchester United in years. And if the club gets these midfield signings right, it could completely transform the team. But now I want to hear from you guys. Who would be your ideal holding midfielder from Manchester United? Would you go all in for Tonali? Would you still try to convince Anderson? Or is there another name that United should be targeting? Drop your thoughts down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future Manchester United updates. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.